Captain Evan Harris tightly gripped the controls of his spaceship, fighting to steady the trembling vessel. Warning lights flashed urgently, bathing the cockpit in an eerie red glow. A loud, repetitive alarm echoed through the corridors, making Evan's heartbeat quicken with anxiety. His crew exchanged worried glances, each silently communicating their fears about what would happen next. The ship, named Unity, had suffered severe damage after colliding with a meteor storm near Jupiter. Pieces of debris had torn holes in its hull, crippling the engines and leaving it drifting helplessly in space. The crew had worked tirelessly for days, struggling to patch the holes and restore some functionality. But despite their efforts, the Unity was barely functional, limping towards the nearest possible refuge, Earth. "Captain, we're losing control again," shouted Aaron Mitchell, the ship's young navigator, sweat dripping from his forehead as he tried desperately to maintain their course. Aaron's hands trembled slightly, betraying his growing exhaustion. Evan nodded sharply, determination etched into his features. "Just a bit longer, Aaron. We need to reach Earth's atmosphere. Once we enter, their gravity will help guide us down." Lily Brooks, the ship's experienced communications officer, quickly relayed a distress signal to Earth. Her voice was calm and clear, though her heart raced with worry. "This is the spaceship Unity. We have critical damage and request immediate assistance. Our ship cannot last much longer. We request permission to land." Moments passed, each one stretching painfully long. Then, a crackle sounded through the communication system. A calm, reassuring voice filled the cockpit, easing some of the crew's fears. "Unity, this is Clara Simmons from Earth's Orbital. Control, we hear your distress call. Permission granted. Proceed directly to coordinates we're sending now. We will prepare for your landing and provide all necessary assistance." Evan exhaled deeply, relief washing over him briefly before reality snapped him back to attention. "Thank you, Earth. We'll do our best to land safely," he replied, his voice firm but grateful. The Unity jerked violently again as another subsystem failed, causing sparks to burst from one of the control panels. Aaron ducked instinctively, his eyes wide with panic. Evan steadied his hands, leaning forward to counteract the loss of control. "Hold steady, crew. We're going to make it," he encouraged, projecting confidence despite the dire situation. The spaceship shuddered heavily as it entered Earth's atmosphere. Bright flames danced around the ship's exterior, surrounding them in a fierce blaze. Evan could feel the temperature rise sharply within the cockpit, sweat now streaming down his face. He maintained a calm demeanor, gripping the controls tightly. "Captain, the hull temperature is reaching critical levels," Aaron warned, alarm evident in his tone. "We might break apart." Evan clenched his jaw tightly, refusing to show fear. "We'll hold together. The Unity is tough, and so are we." Gradually, Earth filled the cockpit window, its oceans and continents clearly visible beneath the layers of clouds. Evan steered the crippled ship toward the designated coordinates. Below, rescue vehicles waited, their flashing lights visible. Even from their great height, the sight filled Evan with hope. "Prepare for impact," Evan ordered, his voice steady yet tense. "Everyone, brace yourselves." Crew members strapped themselves securely into their seats, closing their eyes briefly, in silent prayers or calming breaths. The cockpit was filled with the sound of heavy breathing and the constant hum of failing equipment. The Unity slammed into Earth's surface, bouncing violently several times before finally skidding to a halt. A thick cloud of dust enveloped the ship, obscuring their view momentarily. The silence that followed was almost deafening. Slowly, Evan released his grip from the controls, his hands aching and trembling. He glanced around the cockpit, relief flooding him as he saw his crew moving, shaken but alive. Aaron sat back, his eyes wide in disbelief. Lily was already busy checking communications, ensuring help was on the way. "We made it," Aaron whispered, voice shaking with relief. "We really made it." Outside, bright lights appeared, and through the dust, figures began approaching cautiously. The crew exchanged uncertain but hopeful glances. "Looks like humanity is ready to meet us," Lily said softly, managing a tired smile. Evan stood, steadying himself as he approached the cockpit's main hatch. "Let's greet our rescuers," he announced confidently, pressing the button to open the door. A rush of cool, fresh air filled the cockpit as the hatch hissed open, revealing the waiting humans. Stepping forward, Captain Evan Harris knew they had narrowly survived, but deep down, he felt this moment marked a new beginning, one filled with possibilities he had not yet imagined. Captain Evan Harris stepped out of the ship first. The air was fresh and cool. The sun was low in the sky, casting a warm orange glow across the landing site. Around him stood a group of humans dressed in clean blue uniforms. They held no weapons. Their faces were calm, their eyes filled with curiosity. A woman walked forward. She had short brown hair and kind eyes. She smiled as she stopped in front of Evan. "Welcome to Earth," she said gently. "My name is Clara Simmons. I'm a representative of Earth's government." "We are here to help," Evan nodded. He was tired, but he kept his voice strong. "Thank you. We are in need of repairs." "Our ship is badly damaged." Clara gave a small bow. "We already have engineers waiting. Your message was clear. We will do everything we can." Behind Evan, Lily and Aaron joined him. They looked around at the humans, surprised by how calm and friendly they seemed. There were no signs of fear, no shouting, no weapons. Only Help. Clara led them away from the ship toward a group of ground vehicles. "We will take you to a safe place," she explained. "You can rest, and our team will begin looking at your ship right away." The ride was smooth. The vehicles were quiet and moved quickly across the flat ground. Evan looked out the window. He saw wide green fields, tall trees, and small buildings in the distance. Birds flew overhead. It was peaceful. At the human base, they were given rooms, warm food, and medical care. Nothing was asked of them. No questions about their technology. No demands. Just kindness. That night, Evan sat in a quiet room with Clara. A small table stood between them. 2 cups of tea steamed gently. Clara smiled as she spoke. "We were surprised when your message came. We don't get many visitors from space." Evan gave a tired smile. "We didn't plan to stop here. But your people have shown great kindness. We are grateful." Clara looked thoughtful. "It is the right thing to do. When someone needs help, you help them. That is our way." Evan looked down at his tea, then back at her. "You are not afraid of us?" Clara shook her head. "You came in peace. You asked for help, not power. That matters." Elsewhere in the base, Aaron was exploring with a young human engineer named Ethan. They walked through long halls filled with machines. Ethan explained how things worked in simple words. Aaron listened closely, amazed by how advanced some of the systems were. "Your energy systems are very efficient," Aaron said. "Much better than I expected." Ethan smiled. "We had to learn fast. Our planet gave us many problems, but we solved them together." In the medical wing, Lily was talking to a human doctor named Maria. They shared stories of healing. Maria showed her machines that could scan the body and heal with light. "This would save so many lives on our ship," Lily said softly. She was deeply impressed. Maria smiled kindly. "You're welcome to learn. We believe knowledge should be shared." That night, the crew of the Unity met again in the room given to them. They shared what they had seen and felt. "They are kind," Aaron said. "They have no fear of us." "Their technology is different," Lily added. "Not always more powerful, but smart. And their people work together very well." Evan looked at them both. He nodded slowly. "We expected only repairs, but we have found more these people. They are worth knowing." For the first time in many days, the crew slept peacefully. Outside, the stars shone over the quiet Earth base. Machines hummed as human engineers worked on the Unity. They treated the alien ship with care and respect. Evan dreamed that night. He saw Unity flying again. But this time, it carried more than a crew. It carried a message. That message was simple: trust, friendship, and hope. And so, the visit that began with fear and damage began to grow into something unexpected. First contact was no longer just about repairs. It was about something deeper, a meeting of hearts, a new beginning. The next morning, Evan walked with Clara through the wide halls of the human base. The air was cool and fresh. Everything around them was clean and bright. Humans moved with purpose, but no one rushed. There was a calm feeling in the air. Clara stopped at a large door. She placed her hand on a small screen. The door slid open with a soft sound. "This is one of our science wings," she said. "We want to show you something." Evan stepped inside and looked around. The room was filled with machines and lights. Human scientists stood near large screens and clear containers filled with glowing liquid. Everything looked advanced, but also friendly. A man stepped forward. He had short, dark hair and glasses. He smiled and held out his hand. "I'm Daniel Murphy. I study energy and power systems. Welcome." Evan shook his hand. "Thank you. It's good to meet you." Daniel led Evan to a table where a small cube was sitting. It was no larger than a book. "This is a power unit. It can run a city for 1 week. Clean energy. No waste, no harm to nature." Evan looked at the cube in shock. On his ship, even the smallest power cells were 10 times this size. "How does it work?" Daniel smiled. "We mix solar, wind, and a bit of quantum science. It took us many years. But now we give power to many without hurting the world." Evan felt a deep respect grow in his heart. These humans were not only smart, but they also cared for their planet. Meanwhile, Lily was with a group of human doctors. They showed her rooms filled with soft lights and smooth machines. One machine scanned a body in seconds. Another healed broken bones in just a few minutes. Dr. Maria showed her a tiny device. "This can find illness in the blood before it shows any signs. It helps us treat problems early." Lily held the device gently. "We have nothing like this. Your people. They care so much." Maria nodded. "We lost many people in the past. Wars, disease, climate change. But we learned. We decided to build a better way." At the same time, Aaron walked with Ethan through a different lab. This one was filled with machines that built things. Tiny arms moved quickly, putting parts together. It was clean and quiet. "These are our builders," Ethan said. "They make tools, parts, even food systems. We designed them to help, not replace us." Aaron watched in awe as one machine printed a small drone in minutes. "This is amazing. We do things by hand still." Ethan smiled. "We used to as well, but we found a balance. We let machines do the hard work, and we focus on thinking and helping." Later, all 3 crew members met in a large garden inside the base. Tall green trees reached toward the glass ceiling. Flowers of every color bloomed in neat rows. Birds chirped. A small stream flowed gently between the plants. Lily sat on a stone bench, closing her eyes for a moment. "This place feels alive." Aaron touched a leaf and smiled. "And peaceful." They didn't just build machines. They built beauty. Evan joined them, his mind full of the things he had seen. "They are different from us, but in a good way. Their pain made them better, not bitter." A young human girl walked by with her father. She looked at the crew and waved. The crew smiled and waved back. Evan felt something warm inside his chest. That evening, they were invited to a small gathering. People from the base came to meet them. Food was shared. Music played softly in the background. The humans asked questions, but none too deep. They were more curious than demanding. A young boy asked Evan, "What is it like flying in space?" Evan smiled. "It feels like freedom, but it can also feel lonely." The boy nodded as if he understood. Then he ran back to his friends. Later, Clara stood and raised a glass. "To our new friends from the stars. May this be the beginning of something great." Everyone lifted their glasses and smiled. As the night ended, Evan stood outside looking at the stars. Lily and Aaron joined him. They have more than just technology, Aaron said. They have heart, Lily nodded. And they want to share it? Evan looked at the sky. We came for repairs. But I think we found something even greater. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if they agreed. The earth below was not just a place of landing. It had become a place of hope. The next day, Evan sat in a meeting room with Clara and a group of earth scientists and engineers. The room had large windows and a wide screen showing a map of the stars. The air was quiet, filled with a feeling of something important. Evan stood slowly and looked around the room. We are ready to share some of our knowledge, he said. Not everything, but the parts that can help you. We believe in trust. You helped us. Now we want to return that help. Clara nodded with a warm smile. That means a lot to us, Evan. We believe sharing makes both sides stronger. Lily, who sat beside Evan, opened a small case. Inside was a thin silver device. She placed it on the table. It lit up and showed a floating image in the air. The humans leaned forward with interest. This is one of our star maps, Lily explained. It shows safe travel routes and space hazards. Some of these areas are not known to your people yet. One of the Earth scientists, a man named Jonas, stared at the map with wide eyes. This could help us avoid so many dangers in space. It's incredible. Aaron stepped forward next. He held a small round object. This is part of our communication system. It can send messages across long distances in just seconds. We use it to stay in contact during space travel. A human engineer named Rosa took notes quickly. We have been working on something like this for years. Seeing it in real life is amazing. Daniel Murphy, who had shown them Earth's energy systems, stood up and smiled. Now it's our turn. We want to share something too. He walked to a nearby table and picked up a tablet. On the screen was a picture of a green field with tall plants. These are our new crops. We grow them using very little water and no harmful chemicals. They grow fast and feed many people. Lily looked at the picture with interest. We have food systems, but not like this. Ours use more power and space. Daniel handed her a data chip. This is everything we know about growing food this way. It's yours. Evan watched the exchange and felt something grow in his heart. It was more than respect. It was hope. Two different worlds, sharing not just knowledge, but care. Later that day, Evan and his crew gave a tour of the Unity to a group of human scientists. They showed them the engine room, the control systems, and even the sleeping quarters. Rosa was amazed by the engine design. Your ship runs with such little fuel. It's very efficient. Aaron nodded. Yes, we had to learn to use less. Long space. Trips demand that. The humans asked questions, but always politely. They took notes and smiled often. It didn't feel like spying. It felt like learning. After the tour, the crew and the humans met again in the garden. Clara brought a small box. Inside were simple metal pins shaped like stars. These are a gift from us to you, she said, handing one to each crew member. They are a symbol of friendship and shared light. Evan took his pin and held it in his hand. It felt small, but important. Thank you, he said. This means more than you know. That evening, the two groups sat around a fire in the center of the garden. The sky was clear, and stars shone above. People shared stories of space, of Earth, and of the challenges both had faced. Lily told a story about a mission to a frozen moon. Aaron spoke of a rescue in deep space. The humans shared stories of survival during storms, of building peace after war, and of helping one another. Clara listened quietly, then said, We are different, but also the same. We all want safety, peace, and a better future. Evan nodded, and maybe together we can build it. That night, he looked up at the stars and felt something new. They had come to Earth looking for help. They had found that and much more. They had found people who cared. People who wanted to grow, learn, and share. The exchange of knowledge had begun, but it was more than facts and tools. It was the start of a friendship that could change both worlds forever. Over the next few days, the bond between the alien crew and the humans grew stronger. Evan spent more time with Clara, often walking with her through the base or sitting under the tall trees in the garden. They spoke about their worlds, their people, and their dreams for the future. Evan learned that Clara had once been a teacher. She loved to read and had a deep interest in the stars. She asked many questions about the Unity's past journeys and about other alien species they had met. Most species we meet are cautious at first, Evan said one afternoon. But not you. You opened your arms from the start. Clara smiled. Maybe it's because we've known fear and loss. We learned that kindness builds stronger bridges. In another part of the base, Lily spent time with Sophia Turner, a biologist who worked in the plant research lab. Sophia was cheerful and full of energy. She showed Lily how earth plants could grow even in poor soil using simple methods. We want to make sure every person has food, Sophia explained. So we're teaching these methods to other countries too. Lily was touched by her words. On our world, food is shared by rank. This way seems better. Sophia looked at her with gentle eyes. Food should belong to all. Life should be fair. They sat on the grass later, tasting fresh fruit from one of the gardens. Lily laughed, something she had not done in a long time. This fruit is amazing. What do you call it again? A mango, Sophia replied with a grin. I'm glad you like it. Aaron was often seen with Benjamin Ross, a historian who had deep knowledge of Earth's past. They spent hours talking about great events, both good and bad. We made many mistakes, Benjamin said honestly, but we always tried to fix them. Aaron listened carefully. Your people are strong. You learn from pain. That is rare. Benjamin showed Aaron pictures from different parts of the world: mountains, deserts, oceans, cities, and small villages. Aaron was amazed at how diverse Earth was. Your planet is full of life, he said. So many colors, so many stories. One evening, Evan was invited to speak to a group of young students at the base. He stood in front of them, a little nervous, but their wide eyes and curious faces gave him courage. Space is big, he said. It is quiet and sometimes cold, but it is also full of wonder. We came here because we needed help. What we found was much more. A small girl raised her hand. Are we going to be friends forever? Evan smiled. If we keep listening to each other, yes. We can be. The children clapped, and Evan felt his heart grow warm. Later, one of the children gave him a drawing. It showed their ship and the Earth, connected by a rainbow. Lily, Aaron, and Evan placed the drawing in their ship's main room. It reminds us why we explore, Lily said. One night, there was a special event in the garden. Lights hung from the trees and music filled the air. Humans and aliens sat side by side, sharing stories, food, and laughter. Sophia brought Lily a flower crown and placed it gently on her head. Now you are part of our family, she said. Lily blushed and smiled. Thank you. I feel like I belong. Benjamin gave Aaron a small book. Inside were handwritten pages of Earth history. Take this with you, he said. A gift of memory. Aaron held the book like a treasure. I will read every page. Clara gave Evan a necklace with a star-shaped charm. This is a symbol of peace. Keep it close. Evan took it with care. I will wear it with honor. That night, the Unity crew stood together, looking at their human friends. They no longer felt like visitors. They felt like part of something bigger. Evan looked at Lily and Aaron. This mission was never just about repairs. It was about finding others like us. People who care. People who hope. Aaron nodded. We found more than we ever expected. Lily added, we found home, even if it's far from our own. The stars above twinkled softly as if listening. The base lights glowed gently, and for the first time in a long while, the crew of the Unity felt complete. The next morning, the sun rose over the Earth base, casting golden light through the glass roof of the garden. Evan, Lily, and Aaron gathered near the Unity. For the first time since they had arrived, the ship looked almost whole again. Teams of human engineers had worked day and night. The holes in the hull were sealed. The power systems were updated. New support beams and cables shined like silver threads. Evan walked around the ship with Rosa, one of the lead engineers. She smiled as she explained the updates. We replaced your old connectors with stronger, lighter ones. Your navigation system is also linked with Earth satellites now. That should help on your next flight. Evan nodded slowly. You've done more than we expected. This ship is not just repaired. It's improved, Rosa grinned. We wanted to give back. You shared your knowledge with us. This is our way of saying thank you. Inside the ship, Lily checked the medical bay. She gasped when she saw the changes. Human equipment was placed beside their own systems. Clean, smooth tools and advanced scanners filled the room. Dr. Maria appeared at the door. We added a few of our machines. They're easy to use. I left a guide in your language. Lily turned and hugged her. Thank you. These will save lives. In the control room, Aaron tested the new communication systems. He pressed a few buttons, and a screen lit up with clear, strong signals. Ethan's voice came through. Try reaching the outer satellite. It should respond faster now. Aaron did as asked and smiled. It works perfectly. Ethan laughed. Told you. It would. We've had practice. The crew of the Unity gathered in the main hall of the ship. Evan looked around and spoke with pride. Our ship is ready, but she is no longer the same. She carries pieces of Earth now, Lily nodded. She feels stronger, more alive. Aaron added, she feels like a symbol of something bigger. Later, they met with Clara and the engineers in the main garden. Clara handed Evan a small box. Inside was a metal plate engraved with the words, Unity Project Earth and Beyond. Clara spoke softly. You came to us broken, but you leave stronger. You are always welcome here. Evan held the plate carefully. We will place this on the ship. It will remind us of you, of this place. That evening, a small farewell event was held. Music played, and lights shimmered around the garden. People danced, laughed, and hugged. Sophia gave Lily a book filled with drawings of earth plants. So, you don't forget us. Benjamin gave Aaron another history book. This one has stories from our past leaders. Clara handed Evan a sealed message. Open this when you are far from Earth. Just a few words from a friend. As the night ended, the crew returned to the ship. They walked through the halls one last time. Every corner now held a memory, a story, a gift. Evan looked out the window. They gave us more than repairs. They gave us hope, trust, and friendship. Lily whispered, I will miss this place. Aaron added, me too, but I believe we will return someday. As the stars shone above, the Unity stood ready. Her engines hummed with new life. Her systems glowed with power dot, and her crew, once tired and broken, now felt strong and full of purpose again. The Unity's repairs were finished at last. The ship looked better than ever. Every part worked as if it was new, but there was something more. There were changes made by the humans. New systems, better power units, and a cleaner engine were now a part of the ship. Evan, Lily, and Aaron stood together near the airlock. They looked at their ship, amazed at the gifts they had received. Clara walked up to them with a gentle smile. She handed Evan a small box. A little something from us, she said. Evan opened it and saw a round badge inside. The symbol on. It was of two hands, one human and one alien shaking together. Under the hands were the words, Welcome home. Evan did not know what to say. He simply nodded and smiled, feeling warmth in his chest. Aaron looked at the badge and said softly, We will never forget this. Many humans from the base came to say goodbye. Daniel, Maria, Ethan, and the others stood in a line. Some waved, some smiled, and some had tears in their eyes. The humans were happy for their new friends, but they would miss them. Lily walked up to Maria and hugged her. "Thank you for showing us kindness," she said. Maria smiled. "We learn from each other. Come back one day." Evan shook Daniel's hand. "Your power unit changed our ship, and your ideas changed our minds." Daniel laughed. "We learned just as much from you. Maybe one day we'll visit your world too." Aaron stood with Ethan near the ship. "Your machines are amazing. I hope we can build things together one day," he said. Ethan nodded. "You're welcome here any time." The Unity's crew walked up the ramp into their ship. The lights inside were bright. Everything looked clean and new. As the door closed, they stood for a moment in silence. Evan placed the badge in the main hall where everyone could see it. Lily checked the ship's controls. All systems worked perfectly. Aaron looked out of the window. The human stood on the ground, waving. He waved back, feeling a strange mix of joy and sadness. The engine started. The ship rose into the air, slow and steady. The base grew smaller as they climbed higher. Soon, the earth was below them, a blue and green world full of hope. Inside the ship, the crew talked quietly. Evan said, "We came for help and found friends. Maybe one day our worlds will work together." Lily nodded. "The humans are not just smart, they are kind. I want to see what we can build if we work side by side." Aaron smiled. "They gave us more than repairs. They gave us trust." As the Unity moved through space, the crew felt different. They carried a piece of Earth with them now. The technology was part of it, but the real gift was the hope and friendship they had found. Days passed as they traveled home. The ship moved faster and smoother than ever before. The new engines used less power. The new systems kept them safe and comfortable. One night, Evan sat in the main hall looking at the badge. He thought about Clara, Daniel, Maria, and Ethan. He wondered what the humans were doing now. He hoped they were looking at the stars, thinking of their friends out there. Lily joined him. "Are you thinking about Earth?" Evan nodded. "I never thought one visit could change us so much." Aaron walked in and sat down. "I hope our people are ready for what we will tell them." "Humans are not what we expected." Evan smiled. "No, they are much more. Maybe we can help each other in ways we never dreamed." As the ship moved through the stars, the crew felt excited. They were not afraid of the future. They knew there was much to learn. The humans had given them a new beginning. When the Unity arrived back at their home planet, everyone wanted to hear their story. Evan, Lily, and Aaron told their people about the humans, how they fixed the ship, how they shared their knowledge, and how they gave them hope. Their world listened and wondered. Maybe soon there will be visits in both directions. Maybe one day many worlds would share more than technology. They would share trust, friendship, and dreams. As Evan placed a human badge in the center of the Unity's hall, he smiled. He knew their journey was not over. It had only just begun. And in his heart, he hoped that the next time they met the humans, it would be as equals, friends, and explorers together.